Hey, Mr. Clash here, and today we're going to have a look at a new thing called War Wednesday, where I'll be doing some war recaps of league matches. In this case, it's a no-dip league, Spider Legion versus the other clan, and I'll be doing 2, 3, possibly even 4 recaps, but they'll all be coming out on Wednesday, War Wednesday, devoting the rest of the week to single attacks only, or a couple of attacks trying to point out certain features of the game. So, well, you can see that Spider Legion lost. The difference were the Town Hall 10 triples. But let's just get straight into this first recap. NDL Season 1. Spider Legion is in, I believe it's Amateur League. Okay, so let's have a look at this. We're going to have a look at Town Hall 11 3-star triple on their number 1 base. Unknown user. You've got the bowlers and 2 healers coming on the outside to create a little bit of a funnel. And then you've got the giants, bowlers, healers, and wall breakers with the warden and heroes coming in through the guts. Now, you did notice that those healers have decided that they're going to move around a little bit, and that's just what healers do. They follow the thing that needs healing the most. The Queen's decided she's going for a walk on the outside, so keep an eye on the bowlers on the right-hand side. You can see the poisons being placed on the clan troops in the middle. Another jump spell enabling access to that furthest Inferno Tower for the bowlers and witch skellies and everything to try and get onto that Inferno Tower. Now, in this case, the freezing the Inferno Tower just meant the Inferno wasn't going to fry, roast, or basically nuke a few of the extra bowlers and things like that. The healers do struggle. They do keep up the troops, but they kind of struggle at the same time, which is very interesting. Just too much, a lot of DPS comes in at Town Hall 11, obviously. If you're Town Hall 11, you don't really need me to tell you much about Town Hall 11. I'm not really going to tell you anything about Town Hall 11. You know way more about it than me, except to say that I've seen this troop combination 3-star a lot of bases. And it does take a little bit of practice. It looks a little bit spammy almost. You could just say bowlers, healers on either side and just put it down and hope it all works out. But ultimately, you still need to have a plan on how you're going to path through the base. You can't plan that the Queen's going to go walking, obviously, but in this case she did. And if she'd been in the middle, she probably would have been able to take out some of those weapons a little bit quicker. But we've still got the healed bowler on the right-hand side, Grand Warden, and there we go. That will be a 3-star just in a second. And 3-star, there we go. So have a look at the troop combination if you're at Town Hall 11 and you haven't already done so. Do make up that troop combo. I have seen this troop combo work at Town Hall 10 as well. Obviously, you can't take as many bowlers or some things like that. There's a slight discrepancy in the number of troops you can take. You don't have a Grand Warden. However, I have seen this troop combo used at Town Hall 10 with great effect also. So let's go have a look at a Town Hall 10 triple now as well. And this is the Town Hall 10 base in question. Have a look at the troops before we hit the play button. We've got 4 healers, 3 wizards, baby dragon, 15 Valks. And going to assume that there are some bowlers in the clan castle and some people have been calling this sort of attack of Falcon. I've even heard Town Hall 9 people calling Town Hall 9, oh, I'm going to do the Falcon, going to do the Falcon. Well, a year ago or 18 months ago, this would have just been called a Queen Walk Bova or something like that. To me, that's ultimately still what it is, whether you have a trendy name of it or not. It is still essentially Valks with a bowler and some back end of something or other, in this case, hogs. But if you feel like you want to call it a Falcon or something, then feel free. I will just call it a Queen Walk Bova with some back-end hogs. It's a longer version. It takes longer to say. But seeing as what we would end up having is then people would say, I'm doing a Falcon with this, or I'm doing a Falcon with something else. Well, ultimately is still a Queen Walk Bowler Valkyrie attack. So you've got the rage comes in, no wall breakers because you've got some raged Valkyries. They'll just go through the wall like butter just about. And, well, the walls almost resemble a block of butter. Rage heal, rage heal. You've noticed the rage heal, that was the order it's gone in with generally the other skelly spell that's been brought in is often used to distract one of the Inferno Towers, but you've got the hogs coming in now. Unfortunately, just lost a few hogs to the spring trap, so the hogs won't last too long as they start getting in range of these other weapons. So it's just going to be the Queen bowlers and Vouts, which have now decided they're going to path around the outside. The king is still okay up the top side there. He's going to rage, take out a few of those weapons. Ultimately, the barbs and things will die to bombs and Inferno Towers, some wizards to help as well. And the queen is still walking around with the Vouts, bowlers. Now, the biggest threats here is she's got to be able to get to the FUXBAU and she's got to be able to get to the Inferno Tower. And both of them are behind walls that she has to get through ultimately. So going to have to use the special ability of the queen very soon to try and get through that wall. The Valkyries have decided they went through a different wall. There we go. The Valkyries are just getting hit by a big bomb, few skellies to distract the Inferno Tower, and now everyone trying to get through that wall really quickly. Queen's ability has been used to get through the wall quicker, release some extra archers to help that along. Valkyries coming in, very sick Inferno Tower, and down it goes. Nice little 3-star. You've seen this base before. Well, I'm sure you have. We seem to have seen it quite a few times, so I think it must be an internet base or something. So what we'll do with the Town Hall 9s, we're going to have a look at a couple, 2 or 3 Town Hall 9 attacks. I'm not going to show the witch attacks. I think we've all seen enough witch attacks in our league matches and whatnot, and we'll just, it's now novel to not see a witch attack, so that's what we'll have a look at. Okay, so the first one we're going to have a look at is this hit. All of these Town Hall 9s are cleanup attacks. So have a look at the troop combo. We've got 4 healers, some wall breakers, and 16 hogs, 1 golem. Let's just get into it. It almost goes for 3 minutes. Like I said, this was a cleanup attack, so the Tesla was known about in this location, and so we're starting off with a queen walk, ultimately trying to get the queen to path around to the left, hopefully, or get in towards the other queen. Ideally, with a queen walk, this is ideal. It's not fixed in stone. It is just an ideal. If you can get the queen to take out a threat, definitely the enemy queen is a threat, and also the clan castle. If your queen walk can take out those things, then it leaves open for the king and bowlers ultimately, which will be coming in this attack to help do extra damage. But you can see here the way that the base is designed, you have this moat down the middle that's segmenting this part of the base away. So that's not as much of a threat. The queen's starting to come over to this side. Wall breakers coming in. Get the rage spell to help the wall breakers come in a little bit better. Hopefully the king gets in there. Now, in this case, the wizard wasn't able to get down the town hall quick enough, as you'll see in a moment, and the king will decide, no, it's a better option to go around the outside. Once the queen's down, that's it. He's got no reason to go in. So he'll path around the outside now. Everything else is closer around the outside, which has actually worked out pretty good because the queen's in the middle. She'll just sit there dealing with the lava hound, and the king and the bowlers are walking around the outside. So the king is the old-fashioned pecker walk on the outside, which you might have seen at Town Hall 8 with the pecker walking around the outside and wizards following up. In this case, the king is walking around the outside with wizards and bowlers coming up, but those little bombs are slowly taking their toll. Queen's just popped the lava hound. You can see there, dropped the poison to help the queen not need to hopefully use the special ability, but did have to use it there in the end anyway. And now here come the hog portion of the attack. 2 heals left for the hog, so we've had 2 rage and 2 heals. Now, if you can get the rage to help the bowlers as well, then that just leaves the heals totally for the hogs to path around this base. Now, the queen has taken out that whole chunk of the base, starting over in this right-hand side. She's come down into there. She had to deal with the lava hound. Lava hound is the biggest bugbear, I guess you could say, of the queen in terms of it holds her up. And while she's shooting the lava hound, she's not shooting other things. And that's really the biggest problem with the queen dealing with the lava hound. While she's shooting the lava hound, she's not shooting other things. Now, with my Town Hall 10 base that I have, we were experimenting with different troops in CC, and I was 3-starring this one particular base, and I'm not going to tell you what it was, but we're 3-starring. I was 3-starring this base until we changed to a lava hound in the CC. So it was the same troop combination I was using, and then once the lava hound got in the CC, the Town Hall 10 base wasn't able to be 3-starred. Okay, let's have a look at the next one. But of course, the problem with using a lava hound in the CC is once it's known about, then you can change your attack, and it opens you up to doing for a Town Hall 10 to a Sui Lalo or something like that. So horses for courses, really just deciding on which way you go. Of course, the only issue with having a lava hound in your Town Hall in your CC is a Town Hall 10, is that it opens you up to a Sui Lalo or something like that, because your CC won't do anything. But this is Town Hall 9. So in this particular base, there's a Troll Tesla at the bottom, and there's a Troll Tesla at the top as well. So that's what the 2 balloons are for in this attack. Like I said, all of these attacks are clean up. So you want the Queen to path around to the left-hand side, take out the Clan Castle, hopefully also take out the other Queen, and try and funnel in as well. You've got the 15 hogs coming. Now remember, you're going to use the heals on the hogs and the rages for the Queen and the bowlers, hopefully. Not needing a jump spell, because if a raged bowler can pummel through a wall pretty quickly, so no need for the rage spell, and no need for the jump spell, because the bowlers will get through fast enough already. So we've got the Queen is just engaged the Clan Castle now. You can just see she's gone into that range of the Clan Castle. Get the rage spell down, keep her up, poison spell down on the enemy Clan Castle as well. Now we can start the second part of the funnel. So with the baby dragon and the wizards taking that whole, let's just call it the top left side out, Golem coming in at the bottom, a little bit of distraction. Watch the test wall breaker, didn't need it, because the Golem triggered the small little bombs, and then in come the rest of the wall breakers now and the king. So now you can see that there's nowhere left for anything else to go. By dropping the Clan Castle over on that side as well, it made sure that the bowlers were going to path to that opening, because the opening was the closest. If it had been dropped over on the left-hand side, for instance, they might have decided something outside was closer and gone there. So rage bowlers, rage king, healers have switched, gone into the middle. Queen's on her own now. And we've still got the hogs to deploy and 2 heal spells for them. So we're going to have there we go, we've got the troll balloon at the bottom. Now if there was a black bomb up there, it would have wrecked that balloon, and that wouldn't have worked. So 1 balloon at the bottom, 1 balloon at the top. You can see that balloon's just coming in now to do a little bit of work. The balloon at the bottom is just going to get fried. Big bomb going up, need to get the heal spell down before the hogs get in range of the wizard and get 2 destroyed. So heal spell coming down now. Think we've lost, yeah, did lose a hog there. Second big bomb, few spring traps. So the hogs are getting punished by bombs, spring traps, skellies. Got to get that second heal down. Now, unfortunately, there's 2 more big bombs for the hogs to deal with while they've got skellies on their tail. So that is a little bit of an issue, but it's interesting to see how this attack ends up finishing off. The wizard tower will go down. Hogs have got poor health now. The mortar is onto the golem. 1 more big bomb. Here we go. Bacon in the making. Boom, there we go. Nice and crispy, just how we like it. Got that aroma in the air. And there, the bacon smell's all gone now, just faded away. So, nice little 3-star. And again, with same troop combo, Queen Walk with a golem and bowlers, with the hogs as the back end, taking the front push, taking out the Queen Walk taking out the enemy Queen, and the CC with the king and bowlers assisting, and then the hogs as the back end. So this is the troop combination for that attack. So try to make this up. Now what I do recommend is make up all of these bases. If you're at Town Hall 11, a 10 and a 9, get someone in your clan to make up these bases, or you make them up yourself, and the troop combos that destroyed them, and have a little bit of a practice session to see if you can duplicate this attack. So that is it for this particular war recap. That was Spider Legion versus the other clan. And so this will be War Wednesday War Recap number 1. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.